Water, check. Box cutter, check. Any rebuttal to what a udder gets box cutted. Some Nas for that ass. We got Stimpy with your 3 little hairs. Looking mighty fine. And we got packages. This is the Bored Cyborg. Welcome back to yet another video. Today I'm going to bring you guys another unboxing video. These are really easy for me to do, and it allows me to put out a third video per week. You know, I do the Tuesday, Friday videos every week, but I also am able to do a third video if it's something simple like this and doesn't take much editing. So I actually recently discovered HamiltonBook.com, which is from out of my home state of Connecticut, I believe. And I had no idea this place existed on the internet. Now, this is not like a sponsored video or anything, but it's got really great prices for a lot of boutique label stuff, a lot of random stuff on there too. It seems like maybe some overstock, things like that, but it has really good prices, anywhere from like $3 for a Blu-ray up to maybe max is like 20 for like a Vinegar Syndrome or something like that. But they do have random Arrow releases in there, random, what else, Scream Factory releases in there. So it's pretty cool. I guess one of the complaints is that some people get like Canadian releases of certain movies, which would bug me a little bit. I do like to have the American release if I could. And I'm not sure what's in these packages. Maybe there's some Canadian releases. We're going to find out together. So yes, so I recently made an order on HamiltonBook.com, so definitely check them out. Like I said, some really surprising prices there. Got a couple packages here, and we're going to dig right in. Now, these are packaged really interestingly, as you can see here. Really well, I'll say, without using tape. They've got these giant staples in here, so we're just going to jump right in, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this by hand, but I'm going to use my strengths. There we are. Oh, actually, pull tab to open. I'm glad I saw that. Oh, they make it nice and... Oh, I'm bleeding. Already shed some blood. Sweet. Off to a good start. Alright, so yeah, actually, this is brilliant. They figured it out. And it just kind of comes apart. Alright, cool. So I'm going to keep these off camera because I don't want you guys to see them. Obviously, I'm going to talk about them as we go here. Alright, so the first package is open. Look at that. Really cool. They have a pull tab to open and it just kind of splits apart. Good packaging, Hamilton Book. I approve. Alright, so the first package has a Blu-ray, which I recently sold off my DVD to upgrade to this Blu-ray, and that is After the Fall of New York. I think it's also called like 2019 After the Fall of New York or something like that. It has a year in front of it, but this one, just After the Fall of New York. $10 for this. Brand new, American release, Code Red release, as you guys could see on the back there. So, wow, like for $10, that's incredible. So I hopped on that. Now, this one is directed by Sergio Martino. This is one of the many Escape from New York ripoffs that the Italians did in the 80s. Movies like Escape from the Bronx. I'd love to do a video talking about all of the Escape from New York ripoffs from the 80s, because there were a bunch of them. Some American ones, but a lot of Italian ones. This is apparently one of them. I've had the DVD in my collection for some time, but I figured I'd sell that off. I think I sold it for around $10 after shipping and fees. Got this for $10, plus maybe $1 shipping, 50 cents shipping when you take into consideration everything I've got. So, everything that I did get. George Eastman, Michael Sabkiv, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but look at that cover, baby. Ooh, this is going to be glorious. It's like a poor man's Snake Plissken crossed with Mad Max, something like that. And yeah, New York has fallen and the adventure has just begun. After a nuclear holocaust, society breaks down into two groups, the evil Uraks and the Rebel Federation. I am all for it. It's got some fisticuffs on the back. It's got flamboyant costume design and set design. It looks like it's going to be a blast. I can't wait to check this one out. That is After the Fall of New York. This one really inspired me to pick it up when I did a little bit of research on it. I looked at some of the artwork and I was like, yep, this seems like my kind of thing. Gave me a Ghibli sort of vibe. That is April and the Extraordinary World. So I had never even heard of this film, but it looks gorgeous. Look at the shot there on the back. It reminds me, it's sort of steampunk. In fact, it has a gear in place of the O on the front there. So I'm imagining this to be a steampunk-esque future or retro future, or maybe just a alternative history. It's got a sky blimp, actually, with a man powering it by, like, a sort of a bicycle sort of thing. That kind of reminds me of the Road Warrior, actually. Aesthetically, this reminds me of Steam Boy. So it kind of looks like that. It's definitely a steampunk animated film. I think it is French. Desmarais? Christian Desmarais? Yeah, I believe it's French. Je suis bien. Yes. So it is a French film, April and the Extraordinary World. The voice cast, we've got Paul Giamatti, Tony Hale, Susan Sarandon, and J.K. Simmons. So a phenomenal voice cast there. This one looks like it's going to sweep me away with its art style and sort of its adventure elements, its quirkiness. So I'm looking forward to this. That is April and the Extraordinary World. All right, the next one up, which I think was something like $4 or $5, brand new here. Again, American release. This one caught my eye for a couple reasons. For one, it seems to be a high concept Chinese or Hong Kong sci-fi film. And also, it's presented by Jackie Chan. I know that doesn't mean too much, but it means at least, I would hope Jackie at least saw the film and liked it. And there aren't many high-concept sci-fi films coming out of Hong Kong these days. This one is released by Well Go, and it's from 2017. It's called Reset. Show the damn movie, I know. It's called Reset. Breakneck chases, high-altitude jeopardy, and split-second rescues from the Washington Post. Directed by Chang. One-word directors, gotta love those. And yeah, it seems it's got the English track and the Chinese track in Mandarin. So I am intrigued. It's got an almost Ghost in the Shell sort of image on the front there. I don't know what this is about, and to be honest, I'm not even going to start reading the back because I want to go into it blind. Have you guys seen Reset? Know anything about it? I had never even heard of it, and I figure for $4 or $5, might as well give it a whirl. It seems like something I'm going to like, so Reset. Next up is a film I have seen, but I don't own many of this man's films, and I love every single one that I've seen. That is Takeshi Kitano's Outrage, Beat Takeshi, otherwise known as. This guy is sort of the Scorsese of Japan. One of my favorite films of all time, I mean, I'm just going to say top 50, probably top 30, maybe top 20, is Sonatine, which was directed by Kitano. It's probably his best-known film. Sonatine is a Yakuza gangster flick, but it's unlike any gangster flick you'll ever see. But it deals with more of the human factor, the human side of these gangsters. These gangsters are sent out to the beach to lay low after things are starting to heat up, starting to boil up with warring Yakuza clans. And it's a very human movie with so many human moments where violence just seems to seep its way into these gangsters' lives. And it has a lot of the Asian gangster films I love, like Exile, deal with these sort of things, like the camaraderie involved, the brotherhood involved in a lot of these criminal organizations. I love Takeshi Kitano's work. He's also, he got his start as a stand-up comedian in Japan, which I'd love to see some of his stand-up, but, watching Japanese stand-up or stand-up in another language, I think there's going to be a barrier there, even if it's subtitled, because some things you just won't pick up on. I'd still like to see it to give it a whirl, but, yep, Takeshi Kitano's Outrage. I have seen this. It's been a while, but it is a Yakuza gangster flick. A lot of his flicks, the majority of them deal with Yakuza gang members. Violent Cop. I haven't seen one of those. I think I've seen Violent Cop, not Boiling Point. Violent Cop was amazing, though. And Outrage is no exception. It's one of his newer ones, made, I want to say in the last decade. 2010. Very brutal stuff. Unflinching violence. Always solid, stoic performances by Takeshi Kitano, who directs, writes, and stars in his own movies, so I admire that right off the bat. But yeah, that is Outrage. Really cool flick here. Check out Takeshi Kitano's work if you like gangster flicks. He makes some of the best of all time, including Sonatine. Check out Sonatine. It's brilliant. Alright, next up here. Pull tab to open. I'm going to follow instructions this time. Yeah. Still bleeding, by the way. Going pretty strong. It's not too bad. Tastes good. Alright, so we got this one open. Voila. I'm also going to take a drink of water. Alright. Oh, the manifest. I don't even want to look at the manifest because I want to be somewhat surprised here. I know I ordered them, but still, it's been a week or two, and I still enjoy the surprise. All right, so first up, Son of Kong. I finally owned this on the Blu-ray. I sold off my DVD to pretty much fully fund this. I didn't get too much for it, but this came to $6. Can you believe that? $6 on HamiltonBook.com. This, again, an American release here. So far I haven't gotten any Canadian releases, and I wouldn't be too upset about it anyway. I still got the movie. That's what's important to me. But yes, Son of Kong. I've seen this, but it's been many, many years. I mean, I saw this when I was in my single digits, and I liked it, but it's due for a rewatch, undoubtedly. King Kong is one of the masterpieces of cinema, a film that still inspires to this day, and I adore it to this day. This one I've heard mixed things about because they sort of rushed it out, Marion C. Cooper, and the directors Marion C. Cooper and Ernest Schoedsack and Cooper, that's right. They sort of rushed this into production since King Kong was a nationwide hit at least. I don't know if it was a worldwide hit in 1933 when it came out. But this is the sequel, very short, under 70 minutes, 69 minutes, black and white. Came out 1930. Was this 33? Yeah, this was 33, so King Kong was more like 31? Is that right? Either way, or 32. Maybe it was 32. Maybe it was the same year. I'm not exactly sure. I'll probably have it pop up right here. Son of Kong. Really looking forward to rewatching this again. It's been like 25 years. So very cool. So excited to have this in the collection. Next up, this was $3. I kid you not. I don't know if it still is. This even has a slipcover. American release of a Celestial Pictures Shaw Brothers movie. What? $3? I don't care what it is. It's a Shaw Brothers movie, and this is a Chang-Chi film. So Chang-Chi is one of the great Shaw Brothers directors from the 70s and early 80s. He is a legend. He's done some of the best. He did a lot of the Deadly Venoms films, or the Venoms films, which there were a ton, probably 5 to 10, something like that. I don't know if this is a Venoms film. It doesn't say on the back, but it does have some of the Venom mainstays like David Chung, T. Lung. He sounds familiar too. But yeah, Chang-Chi, Tokyo Shock, and Celestial Pictures release here with the slipcover. Oh, can't wait to check this out. Deadly Duo, by the way. I don't know if I said the name, but the Deadly Duo. Don't know anything about it. It looks like a badass martial arts film, and it probably is because of what I know of the director and what I've seen from the director. For $3, no brainer. Deadly Duo. Next up is another one that I had never heard of, but it was $3 on Blu-ray. This is another American release, so far no Canadian releases here. VCI, as you can see, there's a plethora. Everything from Warner to Celestial to Magnet to, what do we have? Code Red. This is another one released by VCI. So these are major companies' releases that maybe just aren't selling well. I don't know how Hamilton Book acquires these. I don't know what they do. Maybe they buy them wholesale. Not exactly sure, to be honest. But Campbell's Kingdom. I know nothing about this. Rugged wildcatters fighting the treacherous might of the Canadian Rockies. Seems like an adventure film directed by Ralph Thomas. Don't know the name, from 1957. And it stars Dirk Bogarde, who I've definitely heard of, Stanley Baker, Michael Craig. Not really many names I know too well, but I've told you guys before that I'm not too good with the 50s. 50s is an area that I need to expand my knowledge of. If it's not like a genre film like sci-fi or horror, I'm not too good with dramas and adventure and action films from the 50s. But I am working to rectify that. This is proof of that. So yeah, Campbell's Kingdom. Can't talk about it much though. And last from Hamilton Book, we have Extraordinary Mission. And it's directed apparently by the guy who did Infernal Affairs, which of course Scorsese adapted into The Departed. Infernal Affairs is excellent. A wonderful Hong Kong crime cop film. Cops and robbers film, essentially. And The Departed, of course, I love too. I'm not sure which one I like better. I think The Departed. But either way, Extraordinary Mission, it sold me. This one was $3 as well. It's got a guy with a big-ass, high-powered rifle on the front, and on the back it's got two guys with big-ass, high-powered rifles. A first-rate action film, says China Film Insider. Very descriptive. Let's see. I don't want to, I don't want to read about it because I just kind of want to go into it blind, but it looks like a straight-up Hong Kong action film from 2017. So, awesome. It's got a making of, too, which is very cool. A hard-hitting crime thriller where no one is who they seem. So it sounds sort of like Infernal Affairs, so it's a action crime thriller. I am in. Extraordinary Mission. And I do have some extras for you guys. I might as well open these on camera. Now, this might be a book. I'm not exactly sure what book it is. There are a few that I ordered recently, but I figure might as well show it. And I've got one that I'm pretty confident I know what it is, and it's exciting. So I'm going to save that for last. So bear with me here. I'm going to open this very carefully. I don't want to damage the products or my hand again. I don't know how I did this, to be quite honest. Whatevs. Oh yeah! Oh, this is exciting. So, I've been wanting to learn. I am fascinated by entomology and the study of insects, and I'm also fascinated with parasites, which not a lot, but a few insects are parasites, and just the parasitic world, you know, an organism living almost symbiotically with another organism, not taking too much from that organism, not killing that organism, but siphoning just enough resources for it to survive. I am fascinated by how these creatures found their niche in nature. And so I picked up a book called Parasite Rex, which delves into the world of parasites, inside the bizarre world of nature's most dangerous creatures. Oh, we've got some gross images, man. Look at that hookworm image. Ugh, this is gonna gross some of you guys out. I'm sorry. This is for my science heads out there. This one looks like a nice short read. I'm a fan of like books that are less than 300 pages. It just allows me to read more books. And it's in pretty good shape. I got this only for a few bucks on eBay. It was one of those blind, like, Goodwill buys, so you never know what you're going to get from those. But this one's in great shape. It doesn't really have much wrong with it. Maybe, like, a little bit of liquid, like a tiny bit up top, but it doesn't even really mess with the pages or anything. I am totally fine with it, especially for a few bucks. All the other ones were like 10, 15, so pretty cool. Parasite Rex by Carl Zimmer. If you guys are interested in parasitic life and how parasites have come to be and what they do on a daily basis, check out Parasite Rex. I haven't read it, but based on what I've read about it, I could recommend it. Now, last, but certainly not least, you're going to have to fan me off on this one. I think I know what this is. I'm very excited for this. I've been talking about this director for a while, actually. I've brought him up in my last few videos quite a bit. I've just fallen in love with his work lately. Oh yeah, it is what I thought it was. I'm gonna keep it off camera to surprise you guys. Alright, drum roll please! Solid Metal Nightmares, the films of Shinya Tsukamoto. I am so excited to have this. So, for those that don't know, Shinya Tsukamoto is the director of Tetsuo the Iron Man, one of my favorite films of all time, and Tetsuo the Body Hammer, which I like even more than Tetsuo the Iron Man, and a whole bunch of other films. I've only seen those two films and some of his shorts, and so, before this Arrow box set goes out of print, which there's already chatter about it going out of print, I picked this up. Now, I think I bought this on eBay for like $70. Now, I sold off my Tetsuo the Iron Man set and got like $30 for it, which had the first two movies. So this really didn't end up costing too much. Now, I will say, when I discovered Hamilton Book, I realized that they had this for $60, so they had it for even cheaper. And I probably could have saved $10 if I waited a little bit, but I didn't know that Hamilton Book was going to have this. But that's another example. This is going for like $70, $80 on Amazon. So Hamilton Book had it brand new for $60. Incredible. So let's quickly go over some of the films here. I'll show you the back. Shinya Tsukamoto. There's the man, the myth, and the legend. And it's got the films there. It looks like two to a case, which is pretty cool. It's got a booklet or a book. I always love the little books that come with these Arrow sets, or sets just in general. A crap ton of special features. It's got a bunch of making ofs. It's got a ton of features on the back here. So the films that this includes: Tetsuo the Iron Man. Adore it. If you guys haven't seen it, check out my Japanese cyberpunk video, Phase 1, that I did a couple weeks ago as of recording this. I really had a lot of fun making that video. Very passionate about this subgenre of Japanese cyberpunk. Tetsuo 2, Body Hammer. I love even more than Tetsuo the Iron Man. It just kind of it's the culmination of everything he did before it, including his short films and Tetsuo the Iron Man, and he had color, he had more of a budget, and it just, I've talked about it enough in the last couple weeks. But anyway, Tetsuo 2 the Body Hammer. Next we have The Adventure of Denshu Kozo, which is a short film. I think it's like 45 minutes long, but it's a lot like Tetsuo the Iron Man. It follows like this kid who has an electrical pylon growing out of his back. That's all I really know about it, to be quite honest. Sounds interesting to me. I think it came out in 87, I think it was, which was a couple years before Tetsuo the Iron Man. So very cool to have that. The rest of these I'm pretty sure are feature films. So Tokyo Fist, which I believe is about a boxer or a fighter of some sort. Again, not cyberpunk, but all of his films have sort of a cyberpunk influence, even if they're not overtly cyberpunk, from what I understand. Again, I haven't seen these films. But Tokyo Fist, same thing with Bullet Ballet. I've heard it's a really good sort of crime drama with some action and just weirdness like only Tsukamoto could bring us. The rest of these I know nothing about, guys. So, A Snake of June, Vital, Haze, Kotoko, and The Killing, or Killing, just Killing. So I don't know much about these movies, and that's why I picked this up, because I have been compelled by Tetsuo the Iron Man and Tetsuo Body Hammer to seek out this man's work, because I feel like he's already kind of one of my favorite filmmakers based on the short films I've seen and those first two movies there. But I know that I have this feeling that he's going to become one of my favorites of all time, like top 10 directors. So I had to pick this up before Arrow put it out of print, and I do believe that they're going to do that at some point. This is a niche set. This is not going to survive for very long. So pick it up now if you still can, and definitely check out HamiltonBook.com, because they might have it the cheapest that you could possibly get it on the internet. Anyway, that is Solid Metal Nightmares, the films of Shinya Tsukamoto. That's going to do it for this little unboxing mailbag sort of video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have seen any of these films and can recommend them, I mean, obviously they're in the collection now. I'm going to give them a whirl. A lot of them were blind buys, but they were so cheap, and I was so excited to find this website that I figured I'd just give them a whirl. But if you guys have seen some of these, please share your knowledge on if you enjoyed them, if you think I'm going to like them. Let's get a conversation going down on the comments below. On the comments, in the comments, whatever. We can get one rolling. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more videos like it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as well as the little bell for notificaciones. Anyway, guys, I will see you all next time. TheBoredCyborg is out. See ya. Ow.